So, in other news, Riot Games, who we all know and love, have said some very, very interesting things about Valve. Brian, do you want to elaborate a little bit?
Sure. There was an article on Polygon about Riot is not worried about matching Dota 2's prize pool for TI4, which was what 10, almost 11 million, and leagues. I don't know what's the number.
Something.
Yeah, it's not even half it. Yeah, it's not even half.
Yeah, it's about a third or so. And this was on Polygon, and there was a quote that said, we're not something about we're not interested in begging our community.
A Riot representative tells Polygon the company is not interested in maintaining a large annual prize pool by, quote, begging its community for an aspect of the game that it has taken responsibility for. Yes. Riot hopes to avoid the possible long-term issues that a crowd-funded prize pool could produce, we're told. According to the community manager they spoke to, this method potentially sets the company up for having a year with less money than the previous year, which by all accounts would be a, quote, disaster. I don't know that I think that's true.
I understand their logic behind it, but I feel like the way they poised it instead, we're not going to beg our community for handling the prize pool. It's you didn't have to do that. And
yeah.
They made it sound so negative when it's such a profoundly positive thing. Like when the community feels like, hey, we really love this genre, we really love this game. We can buy a whole bunch of stuff and make it better by having a bigger prize pool.
Yeah. Well, and you tweeted something this week, Brian, that I thought was pretty profound. You and I and James, we all bought compendiums because we love Dota.
Right. Yep. I don't see any. I've never talked to someone who was I really felt like Valve was asking me to.
Valve asked me, man. So
they're asking me by making this amazing game that I fell in love with. They're not hey, there's nothing that will constantly pop up at you or anything like that.
And there was a feel good thing where it's I'm contributing to the prize. Yes, you got stuff, which was nice, but you're also contributing to the teams will get more money, and then be able to support esports as a whole. That was a positive I feel good all around. It was everyone got something.
I feel like you're contributing to the community.
I just have zero interest in the League versus Dota thing.
Yeah.
Numbers wise, anything. I don't care.
They're different games. They are trying to accomplish different things. Exactly. The companies operate in very different ways. I mean, Valve is very much trying to build a community that will be self-sustaining. They want the community to build the skins. They want the community to build the player association. They want the community to build the tournaments and the league and all of that stuff. Valve wants to make the game. Riot wants to build a community. They want to have the spectacle. They want to have everything. And that is awesome. Yeah. What they're doing right now is amazing, but they're trying to accomplish two very different things, and both are valuable.
What's interesting to me about this is Mark Merrill, president and co-founder of Riot Games, on Twitter was that quote is BS, and if someone said that on our team, he's we'll smack them or something like that. Yeah. I need to look up the exact quote. But
Jesus.
Yeah. So I just think it's interesting, coming from the president of Riot, it sounds like this might have been someone.
That's a dude whose thoughts I would love to hear about. Yeah. What do you think about a prize pool that is that big? What do you think about the prize pool potentially being smaller next year? What do you think about trying to match that kind of prize pool? Does it set a precedent?
I don't. I think there's also distance because I know the community, when it was brought up within in the forums and stuff, they would say yeah, we would totally be down for this. We would love we love the idea of the compendium and getting stuff and and being able to support teams. But yeah, I just don't.
Yeah, and that's why every time somebody says well, would you buy a compendium for League of Legends? Sure, but that's not what that company and that game is about. Right. There's no reason to compare these companies aside from the fact that they are doing both different kinds of similar games differently and successfully. That's it.
I just want to put the actual quote out there.
Okay.
He was talking to Cyborg Matt, who's a big Dota 2 community guy.
Yes.
Says, this is from, again, the president of Riot. That begging claim is stupid. No Rioter would say that, since we actually believe the compendium was smart and well done. I'd love to see the source, quotes, and if someone on our team did say something so dumb, we'd slap them ourselves.
Wow.
I love that, because it's from an interview that Polygon did with someone from Riot.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'd like to see the source. It's you. It's that guy. It's this dude that Emily named in the article.
Yeah. Let me link it to you. It's right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the League Dota argument either. It's it's such an opinion-based thing. It's Coke and Pepsi or whatever competitive brands. You can argue it till you're blue in the face. No one's going to have the correct answer because it's all opinion and preference.